Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Crafting Confidence, Jharna Jagtiani on Law, Leadership and Learning. Right now, Jharna is Assistant Dean, Office of Career Services at Vinayaka Missions Law School, a certified mediator, startup consultant, and a lifelong advocate of inclusive professional development. With over 11 years of experience spanning law, HR training, and emotional intelligence, Jharna's career is a masterclass in holistic legal mentorship. Whether she is leading corporate workshops, mentoring law students, or writing award winning thought pieces, Jharna brings one thing consistently to every role: compassion with structure, storytelling with substance. In this conversation, we dive deep into her journey through the worlds of negotiation, education design, gender inclusion, and emotional intelligence, and how she's redefining the soft skills with legal precision. Expect vulnerability, insight, and a healthy dose of action driven optimism. And we understand Jharna as a person. So, welcome, Jharna, to today's coffee conversation.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, so let me explain you. There will be three rounds: professional, personal, and a surprise rapid fire round where you will be in the hot seat and you have to be
Okay,
very quick and use inspiration
sure.
in AI 101.
Okay,
So your students can get we can give them a copy which they can download, refer, because AI is
sure.
everywhere and you have to be,
Yes,
one of my coffee speakers said, AI lawyer to lawyer.
sure.
So we'll help them to become that. Okay. So, friend, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Corner, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup, SMEs, world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solution. So, my first question, Jhanna, how was the journey shaped up, and what were the key defining moments you had?
Mm, so, so if you look at it at the first glance, it might, see that it might come across that I'm wearing quite a lot of hats as a legal educator, as a mediator, as a corporate trainer, and as a leadership, mentor or a coach. But, all the facets that you see, uh, have the same calling, that is empowering people to reach their potential with clarity and compassion. And law gave a structure to it. HR gave a language of people, and mediation taught me the art of listening. So, so it's like that's how overall it has been. So over the years, I have learned that professional growth is not really linear always. So yeah, that's how mostly my journey has been.
Wow, beautiful. So, let's dive deep in conversation. You champion storytelling and role play as teaching tools. How
Hmm.
do these translate in legal or compliance based training environments?
So storytelling is not just for entertainment. It's also about how humans make sense of complexity. So in legal and compliance environments, storytelling makes, an abstract rules, more real. It makes you feel more real about it. So I often use case narratives and first person accounts to explore topics like harassment, data privacy, or ethical gray zones. And role plays, on the other hand, is something which is it's part of experiential learning at its best. So it allows learners to practice decision making in a low risk environment. And in compliance workshop, I once had a play both, the whistleblower and the HR head. So the shift in the perspective alone deepens their understanding tenfold times, is what I feel. So hence, these methods foster not just understanding, but retention and empathy, which are essential for both law and leadership.
Wow. So, Janna, how does the experience as a certified mediator influence how you teach negotiation and communication?
So, mediation has completely transformed how I approach both teaching and leadership, to be very honest. And as a mediator, you're trained to listen beyond words, to say, to stay non judgmental and to focus on interests rather than positions. So these principles have found their way in every module that I teach, whether it is negotiation simulation to, group trading dynamics. So when I teach negotiation, now it's no longer just about, best alternative to negotiated agreement or zone of possible agreement. It's all about, understanding the power dynamics, managing internal biases, and navigating emotions. So, yours and as well as the other party who was involved into it. So I encourage my students more to, reflect on how they react to silence, what triggers them the most, and how they show up under pressure. Because a good negotiator just not know tactics, but they know themselves. So that's what I feel about it. And yeah, I mean, that's what I would, say. And this also brings real life, I mean, so while I teach, I also bring in real life scenarios from family mediations to workplace conflicts. So this shows that, skills we develop in each session are not just legal tools, but they're also life tools.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, let's go maybe down the lane from conflict resolution to campus to corporate transition. What's
Hmm.
been the most impactful workshop you have led and why?
So there's this one workshop that stays very close to me, which was titled Career Anchors and Inner Compass. So it was conducted for final year students at the cusp of their graduation, where they're extremely anxious, they're ambitious, and more than anything, they're unsure as to what is next. They're looking forward to or what is there in store for them. So instead of talking to them about interviews or placement, I invited them to take a deep dive inside inwards. What values guide them? What energies what energizes them, and what does success feel like to you? So while we were doing this reflective writing exercise or peer coaching and a lot of interactive exercise, by the end many students said that it was for the first time that they paused to define what success mean to them in their own terms. And I very
Wow.
clearly remember one of the students coming up to me and saying that hey ma'am, this is the first time that I could feel like I don't have to chase to be someone else, to, enjoy the version of success. It's my own definition. So I think that is something which is very, very close to me.
Wow, beautiful. So, Jharna, how has the role evolved with the emergence of Gen Z professionals, especially in the legal domain?
Okay. Could you just be a little more specific if I could request you to be there?
Sorry?
Could you just recollect that? I mean, your voice was not clear.
How has your role evolved with the emergence of Gen Z professionals, especially in the legal domain?
Okay, so Gen Z professionals are refreshingly bold. I'll be very honest here. So they want purpose and not just paychecks. Okay, so they ask you why before they ask you how. So that's more of challenging the hierarchy in their way and making them uncomfortable. But that is something which I feel is deeply needed. And as a mentor and as a leader, I have had that shift, from giving answers to holding space for inquiry or to give them more information about it. So I value the fact that they bring on table the authenticity, the digital fluency, emotional safety is what I would say, because that pushes me to communicate with more transparency, use more of tech with them efficiently and effectively, and also create a psychologically safe space for them in classroom and beyond.
Wow. So, Jharna, who's the one person in your life whose belief in you changed your trajectory?
My mother, because of course she doesn't comes from a legal background, but she's somebody who has always uh, taught me the essence of justice and empathy. So, her belief in me was never loud or performative. It was always been very quiet. It has been steady and unwavering. And, it's something that she's always trained me to believe in her words that she said that if you feel called to it, then it's not a mistake, it's a path. So, her strength does not comes from control, it comes from trust. And that has shaped me how I lead today, with trust, with encouragement, and space for others to grow into themselves.
Wow, that's beautiful. So, Jharna, according to what skills do you think law schools today often miss when preparing students for real world legal challenges?
So there's no denying that doctrinal law is important. You need to understand black letter law to function as a lawyer. But many law schools miss the human side of law. That is, students are often brilliant on papers, but sometimes they even struggle with, collaboration, client communication, or ethical decision making in dynamic environment. So we don't spend enough time teaching them how to listen to a client's fear behind their anger, or how to manage burnout, or how to navigate ambiguity in complex stakeholder environment. So even something as basic as writing a legally sound yet reader friendly email isn't always taught. So what we need is a curriculum that balances case law with case studies, that integrates legal research with people research. And at VMLS, we are very actively working to bridge that gap through simulation-based learning, peer-led modules, and career readiness labs.
Wow, beautiful. And how do you make law students career ready at
Uh,
VMLS?
so, like I said, we have a lot of what do you say, simulation-based exercise and workplace readiness labs that we have, and it's more of we at least I try to bridge that gap, um, bringing on industry experts. And at VMLS, we are not just building that as a platform where students,
Mhm.
are just learners or just another law students. No, we are looking out, you know, to make them collaborators in their own growth. So, we have a lot of clinical courses that focuses on live client interaction. Our career labs focuses on real world prep. We also have interdisciplinary models, which brings law into dialogue of technology, psychology, ethics, accounting. And we're also trying to create not just competent lawyers, but also the conscious ones, who can lead, who can question, and who can also contribute to society meaningfully.
That's beautiful. So, you can also make your students watch the different episodes. We have got the lawyer series, more than 200 plus, sharing their journey, different topics. Like one of our coffee speakers said, "Okay, bhai, you have become like a university." So,
Wow.
yes, apna, what do you say? Uh, Curated content. So
Hmm.
they will get to learn from different, and they can later on connect with a coffee speakers for their whatever ways and where we can pitch in. Surely we can have
Sure.
a collaboration with VMLS and apna the Coffee Corner show and me
Sure.
together, so we can discuss that.
We would
But
really love
got a
that,
good
to be
idea. I
honest.
got a good idea when having conversation. Ke, ye, to tie up with law colleges to for the coffee conversations and invite the coffee speakers to have apna what do you say mentor sessions, something like that, apna.
Sure, I think that would be a good collaboration.
Yeah, because there's so many things you're sharing in their journey, industry insight, so much things, and
Mm,
what has taken them. Because many coffee speakers focus on mental wellness, uh, ye inclusivity,
mm.
diversity, gender equality, so many apna, and they've got a creative side. So how they're balancing work life and having their creative interest, passions. So one of my coffee speakers has got he's into law firm branding, and he's got his own music band.
Wow, that's amazing. Also,
So
I
yeah.
would just like to share here when you talk about creativity and inclusivity. So we at VMLS, of course, we would want the next generation lawyers to make a lot of difference to the society. But we are actually focusing on, building the district court practice in Tamil Nadu. Because we have bilingual teaching at our institute. We have in English as well as in Tamil, where because the students, there are a lot of students who come from the rural background or the interiors of Tamil Nadu, and they would want to go back and, develop their district. So this is
Yeah,
where,
wow,
the language inclusivity we bring in, uh, and we would want to give back to society through the next generation lawyers through VMLS.
beautiful. Okay, let's continue the conversation. Jana, you
Sure.
have worked with brands and corporate companies like Mahindra, PwC, Glenmark, Big Basket. What are
Hmm.
in-house legal counsel today are looking for skills from law students?
Okay, now that is something which, comes from so they're mainly looking out for something where students are open to learn. That's first thing that I would like to put it up there, because not everybody is clear as to what they're looking out for, which is fine. So they're okay with if you don't have clarity, they're little okay with it, but they're not okay with students not being open to learn, or saying that it's just happy-go-lucky time. It's just internship. We'll not take it up seriously. So something that they're very much looking out for is definitely the research skill, is what I would say. Also, having a good subject matter understanding of, you know, corporate law and compliance and due diligence. And when it comes to skills, communication skills is something that they're definitely looking out for, supported with, uh, AI or tech is what I would say. So yeah, these are certain things which, with my interaction with in-house counsels, is what they're looking out for. And drafting being the basic foundational skills is something which is always there.
Wow, beautiful. And we have done a panel discussion on corporate governance. So at Coffee, we have not only do coffee, but we do special episodes. Like we've done
Hmm.
walk tour of art gallery. We have done
Wow,
up how to select your perfume.
interesting.
Yeah. So that's why. Okay. Uh, so Jana, what does the future of legal education in India look uh, like according to you, and how is VMLS playing a role in shaping that vision?
Okay, so like I said, at VMLS we are definitely focusing on uh, bilingual education, and legal education in India is at its turning point, is what I would say. So we are moving from static syllabus to dynamic ecosystem, where the future will belong definitely to the law schools that go beyond teaching what law is and start teaching how to think like a lawyer in an ever-changing world. So, like you said, what different are we doing at PMLS? So at PMLS, we are building just exactly that. It's a platform where students, like I said, they are not just learners, they are collaborators in their own growth. We have our clinical courses that focuses on client interaction, career lab focuses on real world prep, and interdisciplinary, modules as well that the law brings in, in collaboration with technology, with psychology, with ethics, with accountings. And like I said, we are trying to build a group community of lawyers, or the next generation of lawyers who are conscious ones, not just the competent lawyers. And we want them to bring out that kind of meaningful contribution to the society. So that's what I would say.
Wow. So, Jana, you also contributing to social impact projects through your Prerna Foundation. I'm
Hmm.
doing in two parts. How this Prerna Foundation come about, and how has the journey been?
Okay, so Prerna Foundation started with a very small vision of first, uh, you can say with a very small vision of having doing mediation outreach program or mediation awareness program mainly, so that citizens are aware that mediation can be the first source of dispute resolution, or the first process that they can actually follow for dispute resolution, instead of directly going to the court for litigation for its own benefits that it has, that it's cost effective, it's very pocket friendly, it's time efficient, and the relationship is safe. Basically, instead of waiting for 10 years in the court, you can spend 10 months or a year i- back and forth with the session, and get what you want. So we started with that, uh, idea, and today we are working with, you know lot of clubs around, with a lot of Rotary clubs around. We are also working with uh, different institutions in terms of training and skill development. We are also working in terms of mentoring students for their skill development for not only their career but also vocational skills which can help them to look beyond their career and grow personally too. So it started from legal awareness or mediation awareness to today, to skill development, and that has been a very beautiful journey, is what I would say.
Wow, beautiful. So, you in one of my coffee speaks just recently did, Namita Shah from Pre-Solve 360. It's a
Yes,
ODI
yes,
platform. So
yes, yes.
your two should come together.
We
A
have
lot
done
of
that. We have done
synergies.
that. We have done that. We have done that. In fact, we have done. I remember my very first recording, or very one of the first collaborations of Prerna Foundation was with Resolve for an awareness campaign. So yes, we have done that.
But are you still working together or what? Or you all should come together and coffee will come together to bring both.
Sure, I
Because
look forward to that.
I did in person with her, and
Hmm.
wow, she is at a young age, uh, not only to pre-solve, but she's doing mentoring, so many things.
Yes,
And
yes, they have been
she's
doing
a,
some very good work.
yeah, and as a person, she's an Ikebana expert also.
Yes, yes,
So that's what we come to know through coffee, the other side of the speaker. And
definitely.
okay. So my last question will be, what advice would you give to young legal professionals to enter the field of legal education?
To enter the field of legal education. Okay, so so like I said, legal education is constantly evolving, and you really have to be up for it. You just can't think that it's just a regular study and I would just get a professional degree. No, if you're there with a purpose, you're there with an intention to bring in change or add an additional value to the ecosystem and contribute to the society, uh, at a larger level in terms of getting them access to the justice that they're looking out for, because justice has different meanings, just like success. We all have a different perspective to justice. So I think it's just not only about being employed as a lawyer, but it's also about empowering others um, as lawyers wherever you're going. So that is what I would say to the young lawyers or upcoming budding lawyers.
Wow. So let's go to the next round and understand Janna as a person. You have shared about your mother, but let us hear more. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
Okay, so I grew up in a home where kindness and clarity were everyday values. So my family, of course, does not come from the legal world, but they were deeply principled and quite resilient, is what I would say. My parents taught me the value of education, but more importantly, they taught me, to value people. So I was a very observant child, always curious, always asking why. And I remember watching my mother handle a complex situation with so much of patience and dignity, and that, has a lasting impact on me. So those years not only shaped my beliefs that strength doesn't comes from being loud, and compassion is not a weakness, it's actually a superpower. So that's something which I learned during my formative years with my family.
Wow. So let's go to your college days, KC Law College and Maharashtra National Law University. What are your memories and how did it help in shaping your career?
So, of course, KC Law College gave me my foundation for both for, legal and emotional uh, uh, base, is what I would say. It is where, I learned as to how to think as a lawyer, speak up when, you're unsure, and also, realize that I enjoy mentoring my peers. And when it comes to Maharashtra National Law University, that was one of my first collaborations while we were doing mediation awareness program through Prerna Foundation. And something that I learned there was it's not always about law; it's also about looking things with a modern lens. That's where that also gave me an understanding that mediation is not only something that is to resolve legal disputes. It's also something which can be practiced in organizations for their workplace disputes or founders disputes, which may or may not be legal in nature. So I think from that's where I started integrating a lot of human skills like emotional intelligence in law, particularly during my training work with different colleges, and both these experience have they hold really uh, a very pivotal what do you say uh, space in my life, because one not just grounded me to tradition, but the other one also supported me to give me wings, make it more experimental and innovative in my approach. So I think that's how my journey has been.
Wow. So, Jhanna, you are a prolific trainer. But what's your go-to ritual before stepping onto the stage or going into the session?
Okay, so every session, before every session, so I take a moment to ground myself with a small mantra that is be present and not perfect. So I also sip on warm water, sometimes with ginger, and glance through my notes one last time and visualize the room, not just as an audience to impress, but as a people, I would love to connect with them. So if I have few extra minutes, I will quickly jot down my intentions for the session in my notebook. And that small act really aligns with my energy. So this is like my go-to ritual before I enter onto
Wow,
a stage or into a session.
beautiful. So, Jhanna, you're involved in book clubs and writing collectives. What's your current favorite read author?
So at this moment, I am revisiting this book, which is called The Art of Gathering by Priya Parker. It is such a powerful reminder that how we host, connect, and facilitate spaces that deeply matters, especially in education and training. And in fiction, I have always loved Chitra Banerjee, the Karuni's writing. Her characters are so layered and real. She writes woman with white fire is something which I really like about.
Wow. So, Jhanna, how do you unwind after a week full of training session, mentoring, administrative duties?
Mm, I love to go out for a long walk. So currently I'm in Chennai. I go to Mahabalipuram. So there's this beach out there. I
Hmm.
usually spend my evenings there, after a long day, if that's something which just keeps me calm with the water around, the splashes of the wave. And if nothing, then I definitely, listen to music.
Ah,
So
beautiful.
these are something that really keeps me calm after a long day.
Okay. You spend uh, you're a Mumbaikar. So what is your
Yes.
some for viewers out there? What was your apna favorite spot in Mumbai to chill out, or your recommendations to visit places in Mumbai and have food?
I mean, being a typical Mumbaikar, it has to be Marine Drive as a place to sit. And vada pav. Come on. I mean, what else do you expect from a Mumbaikar? So
Okay.
yeah, that's what I would say.
Wow. So that is about Mumbai. Uh, what have you seen while you are in Chennai?
Okay. I so in Chennai, the South Indian delicacies are amazing. So I love to, and this is something which I genuinely do every single day. I love eating vada sambar. I can actually survive on it, and I survive on it every single day. So, vada
Mm.
sambar or idli sambar or dosa chutney is something which is my go-to breakfast. I can have it for all my three meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. So that's something which is very basic. But there are a lot of, legacy outlets here, which I would
Yeah.
really recommend people to visit. One is Murugan Idli. It's
Mhm.
really amazing. And second is eating circles. So these are two of my go-to places for South Indian delicacy.
Wow. Beautiful. Okay. Let us go down a memory lane, your childhood. Can you tell us about a childhood memory that still fuels your drive today?
Yeah. So I must have been, around 8 or 9 years old when I found 100 rupee note lying on the ground near our local grocery shop. And of course, there was nobody around. No. And, as a child, I felt, oh, it's a treasure. I picked it up. I went home, gave it to my father, and he just, I was very happy, gleaning and smiling and see this is what happened. And he heard me patiently and, with a gentle smile, and he asked, what do you think should be done with it? And I paused and I thought about it. And I said that maybe, we should really give it back to the shop uncle because that's what
Mm.
I feel we should do. So he nodded and he said, let's go. We went back, we gave it to him. And of course, nobody clapped or applauded for me for doing, something like this. But then, something that really, hit me in that particular moment was that integrity is something which needs to be done whether somebody is watching or not. So whether what you're doing needs to be right. That's it. Irrespective people applaud it or not, irrespective whether it is appreciated or not. So that has been, a lesson which has always stayed with me. You know, for that's one of my childhood memories which I always reflect back to.
Wow. So, if your friend had to describe you in three words, what would it be?
um Okay, now that's something which is very tricky. Somebody would like to, I mean, if my friends really had to describe me, one would be dependable. Second would be um, extremely calm and quiet. And third would be organized.
Ah, beautiful. So, my last three questions are reflective. What are your plans for 2025 personally and professionally?
Personally, so like I love writing. So, I am on this journey of, ensuring that I write every single day. So I would like to complete my writing for the entire year, that one single piece of writing that goes out and is published. That's one personal goal I would really like to do it. And I have been successful till now. Yes.
Mhm.
Um, and professionally, I really want to, spend some more time with my students and, help them grow with their career, set up the Office of Career Services at Vinayaka Missions Law School, bring on more, collaborative partners to add value to my students' careers. So that's something which I'm, working on.
Wow. So, Janna, we have got series at the Coffee Gun Show, Sri Shakti. What does Sri Shakti mean to you?
Sorry, could you just repeat that? That wasn't
What
really
does
clear.
Sri Shakti mean to you?
So Sri Shakti, okay, you'll have to give me a second to think about it. um, it's more of, inner power that with
Mhm.
the right intention that goes out from a woman is what I feel is Sri Shakti. Because if I have
Beautiful.
the right intention with my power, I know I can achieve anything and everything that I intend to achieve.
Beautiful. Okay. Last one is googly one. Describe Jharna in one line.
So, okay, so a quiet catalyst, blending compassion with clarity to help people find their voices and their way is how I would like to describe myself in one line.
Beautiful. So let's put you in the hot seat, the rapid fire round. Your go-to
Sure.
comfort food,
Dal chawal and masala aloo ki sabzi.
your favorite color.
Purple.
Hmm. Your morning productivity or midnight creative burst.
Combination of both.
Hmm. One word your students would use to describe you.
Extremely strict and vigilant.
Uh, A workshop topic you haven't done yet but want to.
Um, that's just one second. Um, there's so many of it. One that if I would like to choose would be understanding or balancing relationships and work as lawyers.
Wow. One life lesson that fits in a tweet.
Um, do right even if nobody is looking at you.
Beautiful. Dream panel to be on. Who's sitting besides you?
Mm, sitting besides me, our very own Mr. Narendra Modi ji. That would be one, of
Wow.
course. And
Wow.
I would love to share a panel with uh, Michelle Obama.
Beautiful. Your
These
dream
two.
travel place. Your dream travel place.
Paris.
Tea or coffee to recharge.
Coffee.
Wow.
Yes, that's where we have our coffee.
Yeah, you're the coffee show. So you did well, and you're getting this legal AI 101, but I'm adding one
Thank
more.
you.
Because I've written this book also. You're working with the Gen Z, shaping the Gen Z lawyer for future.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes. Okay. So what a phenomenal ride it's been. Insightful, inspiring, and incredibly human. Jana, your journey from classrooms to corporate boardrooms, from mediation tables to training halls reminds us that leadership isn't just about titles. It's about transforming lives with empathy, clarity, and purpose. Thank you for sharing your story, your tools, and your truth. We are walking away not just a little wiser, but a lot more confident in how we approach law, learning, and leadership. To our audience out there, if today's episode stirred something in you, uh, share it, start a conversation, and don't forget to subscribe to the Coffee Con Show on YouTube for more such power packed episodes where there are 500 plus coffee speakers sharing their professional personal journey. And if you want to be featured like Jharna, you can visit our website, the Emerging India Forum or LinkedIn page, or connect with one of the coffee speakers who would put in a word and refer you to continue the conversation or cup of coffee. So take care. Thank you.